Ladies and gentlemen, it is about that time to get us set for this main event and to perform the national anthems for both of our main eventers. First, to perform God Save the King, please welcome Sky Bishop.
And it's unbelievable but true. Jake Paul getting set to battle Anthony Joshua, and the tale of the tape tells a story. Joshua, 5 inches taller, 6-inch reach advantage. Both of them rely heavily on the jab, and yet everyone watching here tonight and around the world on Netflix is expecting a KO. Let's bring in our rules expert and unofficial scorer, Sean Wheelock.
This is a fully sanctioned professional bout, not an exhibition, regulated by the Florida Commission. We are scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds. The heavyweight standard 10-ounce.
And with the main event introductions, here once again is my main man, Big Mo.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your main event of the evening. 8 3-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Brought to you and promoted by Nikisa Madarian and Jake Paul's Most Valuable Promotions in association with Matchroom Boxing. And brought to you live worldwide on Netflix. Our 3 judges scoring this bout at ringside: David Sutherland, Michael Tate, and Steve Weisfeld. And our timekeeper, Rick Villazon. And our referee in charge when the bell rings is Christopher Young. So, the MVP stage is set. The time is now for the fighters, for the fans. Are you ready to make history? Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the camouflage trunks, he stands 6 feet 6 inches tall. He weighed in at 243.4 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 28 victories versus 4 defeats, with 25 of those wins coming by way of a knockout. And he fights out of Watford, London, England. Introducing the Olympic gold medalist and the 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world. To some, he is known by his full name, Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua. But around the world, he is known by just 2 letters. Ladies and gentlemen, AJ Anthony Joshua. And now his opponent, standing across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with yellow trim. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. He weighed in at 216.6 pounds. Tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 12 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of a knockout. And he fights out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Introducing the icon, the man who brought boxing here to Netflix, the biggest promoter of women's boxing of all time, the one you all came here to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the creator, the record breaker, the MVP, El
go. All right, Jimmy, listen. This good right here. This good right here. Jimmy, you know what time it is. You do that fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
The gloves don't recognize followers, they recognize force. One man chasing legitimacy, the other guarding legacy. Round one, and Jake Paul already on the move. 22 by 22-foot ring. David, who does that benefit?
It benefits Jake. He really needs to stay on his toes, avoid Anthony Joshua's jab. There it is. He doesn't want to be eating those because that's the equivalent of a right hand from a cruiserweight.
Yeah, both rely heavily on their jabs, but Jake Paul, for the first time in his boxing career, at a physical disadvantage in that 5-inch reach advantage for Anthony Joshua, just stalking Jake Paul. Paul bouncing up and down, comes forward with the jab. Crowd getting restless, but this is exactly what I think we all expected out of Jake Paul, and for Anthony Joshua as well, Christina. Staying focused, staying calm and cool.
Absolutely. 15 months out of the ring for Anthony Joshua. He's going to get, some time here to work a little bit as Jake Paul continues to circle around the outside of the ring. What he shouldn't do is circle to Anthony Joshua's right hand. He needs to continue to move to Jake Paul's right so he can try to land a right hand like that of his own.
The biggest shot of the fight so far has come from Jake. AJ's missing. He felt a bit embarrassed by taking that big overhand right from Jake. And it shows as he threw a punch out of range.
Both of them known for their devastating right hands, but for Anthony Joshua, full-blown heavyweight his whole career. First time he had to make weight, came in under the 245 weight limit. And Jake Paul already resorting to tactics to get Anthony Joshua off his game.
And I'm good with that double jab that Jake Paul just landed to the body of Anthony Joshua. Get yourself in some sort of a rhythm. Obviously moving around a lot on his feet, but he needs to start getting loose with those punches, and I'm good with him starting off with that jab.
So far, he looks very comfortable in there. He doesn't look like he's rattled. The only shot that's landed has been from Jake so far.
It's the only shot. One punch has landed in this first round.
If that's the only shot that lands in this first round, you've got to give it to Jake.
A big moral victory, and there it is, a double jab. Jake able to get inside and then get away, but Anthony Joshua just picking his... there's that right hand, and that right hand is an eraser.
Yeah,
and his right uppercut is devastating.
Anthony looks a little frustrated here. Look at him rolling.
Right hand by Joshua. And Jake Paul has his hands down. He is playing with fire.
It's a dangerous strategy. But he's looking at countering with a big overhand right.